video which is going to be really helpful for you, and kind of it has an amalgamation of a very important union territory which is Lakshadweep, and so is the name of the chapter. So through this chapter you're going to learn about different kind of islands and why there is so much of tourism, and how do the state governments or central governments manage the tourism at their places. So let us start. So here we are basically going to deal with Lakshadweep. Now you need to know before reading about Lakshadweep what are state and union territories, and if Lakshadweep is a state or a union territory. So for your information, Lakshadweep is a union territory. Now what are states? States are the places which are being governed by the government elected by the people. Like people can elect their government. There can be parties, there can be elections, etc. And they can govern, they can choose the governing party. However, in a union territory, there is no governance, like it is directly controlled and under the impact of central government. As I've mentioned here, state is always having the elected government like in UP, Haryana, etc. However, on the other hand, union territory is directly under the control of central government. But now this union territory is again divided into two parts, which is with legislative and without legislative. Here also few of the places are partially governed by the people where they can rule and elect. So with legislative, where they have still the right, the people have the right to elect their government, such places are Delhi and Puducherry. Though they are union territories, but again they have the right to elect their government. However, Daman and Diu and Andaman Nicobar are directly under the control of central government, and so is the reason you will never hear about the CM of of Andaman Nicobar and Daman and Diu, because they are directly under the control of central government. Now let us discuss the most important part of the chapter, which is Lakshadweep itself. So I had drawn a short map here. If you can see, this is an India map. Just at the bottom south, if you see, there are certain blocks made. These are group of islands, and these group of islands combine and form one Lakshadweep. Now basically this Lakshadweep name is derived from Sanskrit word which means 100 and 1000 islands. It is a number. Lakshadweep means 100 and 1000, but in real Lakshadweep has only 39 islands. Now let us see how many islands are a sub part of this Lakshadweep. What areas, what places can you go and visit in the Lakshadweep? The first one is Karmat, which is 407 kilometers. Next is Bangaram, which is 459 kilometers. Kavarati, which is 404 kilometers. Minikoi, which is 389 kilometers. And Thenakara, which is 302 kilometers. So these are the tourist spot, tourist attractions. They are mini sub islands, very short island. Some of the islands are even 5 kilometers or 7 kilometers hardly. So these are the tourist attractions within the Lakshadweep area. Now let us see how many tropical islands do we have. So basically, what are tropical islands? Tropical islands are the islands which are situated either side of the equator, either in the northern area or in the southern area. So here we are going to talk about the tropical islands which are basically in the southern area. Now what are the most visited tropical islands? Where do people love to go? So basically they love to go to Hawaii, Maldives, which is very famous, and Mauritius. Now why do we need to go there when we already have our own tropical island and it is so beautiful, which is Lakshadweep. So in Lakshadweep there are basically 11 islands out of the 39 islands which are inhabited. That means the rest difference, like 20 or 21 islands, they are still not inhabited. Nobody is living there. But out of these 39, 11 islands are still inhabited. That means people are living there. They are there. You can find the life there. You can find life and plants and animals there. And out of these 11, 7 are chosen for the tourist. 7 islands can be chosen by the tourist. They can go, they can see whatever the islands are, what is the beauty of the island. So 7 are open, and out of these 7, 3 are basically for foreign nationals. Only the foreign people or the foreign tourists are given more priority or more importance over these islands. Now let us discuss about these islands, what are they and what is special in them. We'll first start with Kavarati. here. Now, as you can see, it was around 404 kilometers inside the region of Lakshadweep. Now, what is the famous thing there? First is coral reef and marine life. If you go inside the water, you'll be able to see this coral. Now, these corals are certain kind of invertebrates that stick on the stones, etc. So, there's a beauty of marine life and coral reef that you can see when you go inside the waters of Kavarati. Next is Planetarium, where you can see all about the plants and all about the planets. This planetarium is famous in Kavarati. Next is snorkeling. Now, what is the difference between snorkeling and scuba diving? Actually, both of them are the same. In case of scuba diving, we go underwater, and that too for a longer time. So in scuba diving, you don't float on the water. You go inside the water and you stay there for a longer period of time. However, in snorkeling, you are basically on the top. You are still in the water, but you are on the topmost side. You don't go deep underwater. Next is yachting. Yachting you must have seen. There are some yachts, some boats. So they are remade boats. You can sit on them and you can go and experience the environment. Next is kayaking. Kayaking is kind of rafting. You must have seen those boats. So you can just go on the waves of the water and completely enjoy. Since we studied about Kavarati, let's study about the other ones. Now here we start with Bangara. In this Bangaram, there are 2-3 little points that you should remember. What are the famous thing of it? It is such a small island that you can just cover it in 45 minutes. You don't need more than 45 minutes to cover the complete island. Next is you have a sandbank here. You know, when you go across at the corner or the shore of the sand, you will find that there are certain hermit crabs, and you will just see beauty of marine life in this island. Now let's talk about Minicoy. In Minicoy, there is a certain unique thing that you can see, which is the water appears as if it's changing the color as you go deep into the island. If you just go close to the water, initially the water will appear like a black and blue, then it will eventually turn into green. It is just a visualization or an illusion that the water keeps changing its color. And next there is a lighthouse which is very famous in Minicoy, which is around 48.13 meters high. These are two very important things that you should always remember for Minicoy. Now let's talk about Themikara. In Themikara, basically it's a teardrop shaped island. You know, the shape of that island is like a teardrop when tears fall, you know, so that oval shape and then small dot. And this place is basically famous for water sports. So all kind of water sports, like I told you, this snorkeling, scuba diving, etc, etc, they are available here also, and in a bigger number and a large number. Now let's talk about this Karmat. It is an island which is just 8 kilometers 500 meters big. The area of this is 8 kilometers 500 meters. And what else is there? You will find 2 diving spots where you can dive, very beautiful diving spots. The name of the diving spots are Stingray and Shark Alloy. They are very famous for the adventurous people who love to go and have some adventure like diving. Now there are some phosphoran corals. Now these corals, why they are called phosphoran? Because they take the damaged light on them and then they reflect back that light. So the damaged light, when they fall on the coral color changes. It appears sometimes green, blue. It is basically that they absorb the damaged light. Now I hope this little discussion about Lakshadweep is clear to you. What is a state, what is a union territory, what kinds of union territory we have, Lakshadweep is of which kind, Lakshadweep has how many islands and what is the distance between them, how many islands does Lakshadweep has and how many are inhabited, how many are available for tourists, and the description of these islands are, I hope, must be pretty clear to you. So if the chapter was clear to you, I tried to summarize in short so that whenever you have examination, you don't have to go through the entire chapter. So if you have liked my video, please go like and subscribe my YouTube channel and keep sharing. Till then, keep learning. Have a great day.